Welcome back. Now, this module is all about integration and implementation. How do we take what we've so hard prepared for, how do we take what we've learned and implement that so we actually have results that do stick and we make it work for our life, so we actually see some changes. But it's up to you. Take your responsibility back. It's not for me to change you. It's on to you to be inspired and to let the change happen. Also not to change yourself. This is still a wanting to be different than we are. You see that? It's letting the change happen by getting in touch with the feelings. The only practice that we need, getting in touch. So, following through on this course, what are the misconceptions that can be made in order to not follow through on this course? On one hand, being hard on yourself for not following through. It's natural and normal that you won't follow through in some things. Don't expect that everything now holistically in your life will totally change in this very moment. I do not believe this is accurate. So do expect that you will not follow through on some things and stop being hard on yourself. This is still wanting to be different than you are. You know, you have some expectations of, yes, this is the way it's gonna go, then it goes differently and then you're hard on yourself. The time you're being hard on yourself can be so much easier used in productive and creative ways to actually figure out what have I learned from that. But this is also a practice, you know. There will be times where you're hard on yourself, where you judge yourself, where you condemn yourself and this course and everything else, the world and your friends. But to see that, once you practice that, getting out of that quickly, by feeling it through, accepting that this is right here and right now, feeling it through, you shorten the time and then at some point it vanishes and you're not hard on yourself again. So this is also something that I want to say. Do not be hard on yourself. Don't be hard on yourself for being hard on yourself. You see what I mean? We always find a reason to beat ourselves up if we still live from the place of I need to be different than I am. We always find something that needs to be different. We need to let go of that. So fail and get up. Make mistakes, fail, part of the way, get up and go on. This is a practice. Is that easy? Hell no. But is it worth practicing? Freak yeah. So it's not to be expected to implement and the good in certain things and not implementing or being weak at other things. You know, it's not about only the things that you're strong at and totally neglecting what you're weak at. Seeing everything. The things that work out well and the things that work out not so well. Yet, embracing it all. And another pitfall is rejecting this entire course, kind of the general method that this course gives you and teaches, because you reject one part of it. We can also see that in people. One characteristic we don't like and we reject the entire person. Something in here that kind of was really odd tasting to you, kind of a sour aftertaste, and you reject the entire course because you say if he has said that, if he believes that, then the entire thing is I throw it out. Do not do that. Yes, some things that you will approve of and agree with, some things that you will disapprove of and disagree with, all fine. But extract the value for that and do not reject the entirety of this course, because, I mean, then it brings you just to the next course. That's the reason. You will buy another course, trying to get you to the point that you actually don't need another course, which is my outcome for you, that you don't need actually this course anymore, any other course anymore. But with rejecting the entirety, it brings you to the next one. And the major obstacle. Fear giving rise to thought patterns that tell you to discard the idea of living from a place of intuition. This is also to be expected. Yes. Like, it is fear-laden, this practice of being yourself and following your heart. It needs to be expected that it will come up with like a multitude of reasons why those things won't work. Why this course is stupid. Why all the reasons this can be expected. So do expect that. You see, this is part of the way. But in expecting that, you can catch yourself, because every thought pattern that kind of is very charged with emotional energy that tells you it doesn't work because of this and that carries this kind of emotional load when we are identified with this thought, there we see it really comes out of fear. And this needs to be inquired about, because most of the time actually doing what we are fearful of, kind of doing exactly what the thoughts want to talk us out of, is mostly what we really need to do. So yeah. Now, how to implement? How to actually take this and implement that so it's ingrained and it comes, it's a natural, spontaneous act. So, as I said, I maybe said this before, but once again, you're utterly alone with that, you know. I've given you the general notes on you to implement the highly specifics of how do I make this work for me. Take help, don't give away your responsibility. Like, with taking responsibility, I don't mean don't let yourself be helped. Another misconception. Take help, of course, but don't be reliant on that in the sense of, if I don't get this help, then I can't do it. You can do it. Everything that your heart suggests can be done. So take help, but don't give away your responsibility. Also take it back now if you still believe there's something yet to come that he needs to tell me. I've told you the most important thing, that is listen to your heart. From that point on, your heart tells you everything you need. I'm just here to facilitate, kind of be a channel for the voice of life that's already within you, kind of speaking through me to you. But your heart attracted this course and me so that I can tell you that, give you the most important practice, that is follow your heart and listen to that. So that's the first real test of your intuition. Isn't that great? Now it really starts already. How to implement this course, what you do, in what way do you implement which things, because you can't implement everything at once. But you can't also strategize. First the intuition, and then this, and then that. I've done this kind of strategizing kind of also for you, with you, but it's not the way it necessarily happens. In the same way as life, you know, when you see like a bush grow, it grows like, you know, a flower here and a leaf there. It's like all over the place. A thorn there, it's all over the place. And the roots, it's all over the place again. So in the same way, your growth, it's not linear. So it's the real test of intuition. Just surrender and let it happen, watch it happen, and stay with the practice of like, what is here, right now, right here, entry door, that is it. So, and not knowing what to do, when, how, you know, you have the opportunity to practice doing what feels right. Embracing the chaos, embracing uncertainty, and practice decisive action on the small scale. You don't know what the heck is going on, you just know what feels right, and you're decisive even if you don't know why. It's totally uncertain, it's totally chaotic, but you just know this is what I gotta do, practice decisive action. And in this way, like, we practice life. This is why it's so close to my heart, this course. We practice life, and I believe we need to learn life. It's just that certain people need a certain verbiage, a certain kind of style of message to get to that. You know, and the basic lessons of life we all have to learn. Otherwise we continue suffering and die without and passing that on. You see, when the lessons that we haven't learned, we kind of unconsciously pass them on to our kids, and they need to learn them because we've never done that. So we practice life here. Like, there's nothing more important than actually doing what I say, and that sounds very, very kind of, what kind of a statement. But here's the thing, it's not in the words that come from this particular mouth, it is the lessons of life. And whether you hear it from my mouth or you hear it from the voice of your heart, better from the voice of your heart. But you see, those lessons, that's the most important thing to learn. Learn about life, how life works. Maybe the reason why my life doesn't work is because I don't know how life works. What a truth. So learn how life works, and this is what we practice here. Real life skills. So everything that there is part of life. So everything that we feel that is right now, right here, part of life. So we practice with that. Rejecting something of life is stupid, because it's not the way life is. Life embraces everything. And so we need to become more like life, embracing everything, so we become one with life, and in this way one with our true essence and identity, and only in this way we can be ourselves. And when we are ourselves, we are happy and fulfilled, our life works out, we are at ease, we have peace of mind, and we have more than we can ever ask for. So it's worth it. So yes, and go review certain modules when you need them. You know, this is also how to implement them. Don't go through the entire course again, unless it feels right, you know, listen to your own heart. But the ones that speak to you, where you really try to tune in after you finish those videos to feel out if there's something more in there that I haven't gotten. This is how I go about all the stuff I educate myself still continuously with, is sometimes I feel in some kind of audio program or some book, at some chapter on some page, there is something. Right now I don't get it, so I lay it aside, and at some point, maybe I haven't looked at this book for like a year and a half, and then I take it out and I know exactly this chapter. It comes through out of intuition. I don't know where it comes from, but for some reason, right now is the right moment. My intuition, my bodily intelligence knows that, and I take on that page and it's exactly there. And exactly that sentence triggers something that I truly need in this moment. That's the power of intuition. So review those modules when we need them. And once again, it's about life. There's nothing more important but learning about how life works so you can make your life work. Enough for the rant. See you in the next video.